welcome back to my channel, Nouveau Tarot. Today's reading is what personality traits and star sign will your next love be? Before we get started, for those who are interested, today's tarot deck that we will be using is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. And if you feel that these readings resonate with you, please like, share and subscribe. So as you can see, we have 4 piles here. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 and pile 4. Each one has a different coloured heart on it. Please choose the pile that you feel most drawn to, or the heart that you feel resonates mostly to you. Okay, let's get started. You chose pile number 1, or this heart that looks a bit like a candy, then this is your reading. So the first card that we have is the 5 of Wands. The next card is the Page of Cups. The Ace of Swords. So these cards are a little bit harder because they don't actually have the names of the cards on them. So this is the 8. No, this one's Temperance. And we have the 3 of Wands. Okay. So group 1. Right from the start, I can tell that the person who will be your next love is a very calm person, very level-headed, a deep thinker, and a very ambitious person. They are also very strong about justice. So here with the 5 of Wands, you can see there's a battle going on. So you can tell that this person fights very hard for what they believe in or for the people that they love. So they are definitely going to be willing to fight for you, that is for sure. And again, we have the Ace of Swords here. And to me, that tells me that he or she is a very ambitious person. To me, when I see this card, you know, it's very like matter of fact. This person really has a lot of goals that they're willing to achieve. You know, and they don't seem to waver. They're not afraid to try or to fight for what they want. So again, it's in relation to this card. So there's obviously a battle going on here. So this person does fight for what they believe in, and they are a very, very ambitious person. You know, once they have their mind set on something, they are a go-getter, goal setter, and then a go-getter. So they really prepare, you know, they really prepare. They have dreams and ambitions that they've been thinking about for a very long time. They're very prepared. They don't go into anything blindly. So here it tells me that they're quite the planner. The 3 of Wands here, I feel that this person thinks a lot. So when I was saying that they're a deep thinker, I got that from this card. You can see that this person is looking out into, well, into nothingness, into the mountains. There's a few mountains here. But they're basically looking out into essentially just an open space. And with the 3 of, they have 3 wands here, and they're holding on to two of them, and there's one behind them. So they're always prepared, they're always planning, they're always thinking about their next move. And even though they have the resources or the money or whatever it is that they need to live a pretty good lifestyle, they're always still thinking about how to make more money, how to always be one step ahead, how to prepare for a rainy day. So during this global pandemic that we're going through right now, they would probably be a very good person to hunker down with, because it seems that they're very prepared. They've already saved up for a rainy day. You know, they have plenty of finances and projects, ideas to keep them busy during this lockdown. And also, they are just something like this where, you know, economies are a little bit shaky right now. It wouldn't really faze them. They're already essentially steps ahead. They've already prepared, they've already got the finances. And even though nobody likes to see a shaky economy, you know, they have enough savings that they can survive for the next year without being worried or concerned about how they will live or their livelihood. So with this Temperance card, they're very level-headed. And with the Lion here, I do wonder if I would say a Leo, but I don't get that sense. I mean, purely because this lady here, she's actually taming the lion. So if anything, it makes me think that potentially you could be a fire sign and they're very good at keeping you calm. This person is a very calm person. They're very reserved. They're very, like I said, deep thinkers. But they have a very calm temperament. They don't get angry easily. They're constantly learning. They're constantly trying to think of ways to evolve their personality. They are probably one of those sorts of people that read a lot of self-help books or watch a lot of TED Talks or just try to educate themselves, you know, not just educate themselves on a specific topic like finance or law or something like that. They actually try to find ways to become a better human being, to tame their emotions, to not easily get angry. You know, they're one of those people that will constantly tell you, despite everything, it's about how you react. You know, you can't control what other people do, but you can control the way that you react to it. That sort of thing. They might also be very good coaches. So, you know, if life coaches, coaching about business, maybe growing a business, creating a business, maybe entrepreneurial pursuits they might coach on, or perhaps that they themselves are an entrepreneur. They're definitely a free thinker. So, you know, entrepreneurial endeavors would definitely suit their personality. And here we have the Page of Cups. So they are emotional. They do have some emotion. Cups is also water sign, so there is a chance they could be a water sign, but you have a very balanced person here. You know, there's some earth, there's some fire, or symbolism of earth, fire, and now you have water. So this person's a very rounded person, very well balanced person. They have traits of pretty much all signs. And with the Page of Cups here, I get the sense that they can be emotional, but they also try, with the Temperance card, they also try to tame their emotions or control their emotions. They don't necessarily just let their emotions run wild, you know, like a Scorpio. They can often allow passions and their beliefs to really affect their emotions. With this person, I feel like they are an emotional person and they are aware of their emotions, and that's why they are able to control their emotions, because they are so aware of them. They're a very mature person in terms of emotional stability or EQ. They have a very high EQ. They are very stable and a very mature person. Definitely emotionally mature. So this person will have your back, and they will definitely be very protective, but they will also teach you a lot, I think, from their maturity and everything that they've learned and all the self-help books that they read, and just the fact that they are a person who wants to grow. I think that this person will definitely have a lot to teach you as well. Okay, so let's choose. Here I have charms with the different horoscopes. I'm actually going to choose 2 of these, which will represent your next love and what their potential star sign might be. Okay, so we have Gemini, and on the back it says intelligent. So as I was saying, this person is quite an intelligent person. They do allow their intellect, with the Temperance, the Ace of Swords. They are a very intellectual person. You also got Libra, so another person who follows their mind. And here it says charming. So they're both intelligent and charming. They could potentially be a Libra or a Gemini. But just from the cards, you can tell that they have a very well-rounded, well-balanced personality. They have traits of many other signs, like water signs, fire signs, and a lot of earth. So, with these earth signs, makes sense. But yes, whoever this person is, they are going to fight for you very hard. They are very ambitious, and they are very, very mature, and they are ready for a very strong, long, happy relationship. Okay, group 1, that was your reading. Good luck. Okay, group 2, if you chose this pink heart with the blue dots, then this is your reading. So the first card we have is 2 of Swords. The 4 of Swords. The 9 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. The High Priestess. And the 6 of Wands. Okay, group 2. So you have a lot of swords and wands. So this person, your next love, their personality is going to be very earthy. They're a very sociable person. So from the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Wands, I get the impression that they are a sociable person. They like to go out, they like to celebrate. You can see in this card here, the 4 of Wands, that this person's celebrating. This card is also the twin flame card because of the 1111. So this person could be your twin flame. But I get more that they are a very sociable person. They like to go out, they like to make friends, they like to network. This person could also be into a job like maybe sales or a customer-facing, client-facing role where they're constantly traveling or just, having to deal with people, having to speak to people, meetings with people, just constantly around people. They could also be in media or theatre, possibly film, television. So like possibly an actor or something like that. And here as well, so this is usually the victory card, the Six of Wands, so possibly they're very successful in their career, but they are very sociable. They like to celebrate. They like to go for all those achievements and then celebrate themselves. They like to party. They might be, as I said, a very outgoing person. They might enjoy clubbing or other sorts of social gatherings. They also like throwing their own social gatherings. So this person is very much a social butterfly. So with the Two of Swords, I get the sense that they are sometimes blind to the truth. Sometimes they like to pretend that something isn't happening when they don't like something just because they don't like it. They're not always open to the truth. Sometimes they like to hide things because they have a public image. So again, this idea that they might be into TV, film, maybe a client-facing role, possibly YouTube, Instagram, something like that. But they do have a very public image, and they sometimes are blinded to things because they don't like what it might tell them, or they just don't want to hurt their public facing image, so they basically decide that they're just going to close their eyes and pretend it's not happening. So with all of that socializing, they do get very exhausted, but they don't like to show this side to people. Sometimes they don't have the confidence that they seem like they have. So they might come across, again, being such a social butterfly and being in the public eye so much, they might seem like they're a lot more confident than they actually are. They have a lot of anxieties, they have a lot of self-confidence issues, and sometimes they overcompensate their public image to hide what they actually are feeling, or the way that they're actually feeling, because they don't want people to know that they're really self-conscious or they have self-confidence issues. So they basically put on this show, and they might even overly compensate their image or their confidence, which some people may, I guess, misinterpret as a very arrogant or egotistic person, but they're not like that, or they don't intend to be like that. They just overcompensate, so it comes across that way. And again, this Nine of Wands, as you can see, this person is holding on to this wand. Again, I get the sense that they're very self-conscious. Sometimes I think they're afraid that they're hiding the truth about themselves, and they're putting on this fake image. You know, being in this generation where social media is very important, and the image that you portray is very important, and always constantly hiding behind a screen and creating a personality behind a screen of whatever you want to be, it seems like this person doesn't take those pressures very well, but they try to pretend like it's not happening. So again, they're blinded to the truth. And they kind of, when they get home at night, they kind of hide under the covers, cringe slightly, and are a little bit afraid. You know, they just want somebody to comfort them because they're so afraid of looking silly. But when they finally get home, they have to take this mask off, and they are their real selves, and it scares them a little bit. So if you do happen to be this person's next love, give them a cuddle once in a while because it seems like they need it. And if they seem a bit closed off at the beginning, it's not personal, it's not because of you, it is because of them and their anxieties and their self-confidence issues, which you can help them work through, but it will take them a bit of time to trust you. So with this relationship, you'll probably have to be the front runner, you'll have to be the one that kind of puts a lot more effort in, because this person might be a bit closed off at first about their personal feelings. In terms of their personality, they'll throw it out there and they'll shine, but in terms of who they really are, they'll keep that close to themselves. But you'll have the power to tap into it slowly, but they need the time to trust you. Okay, so now we're going to choose the star signs of the person that will be your next love. So here I have charms with all of the 12 zodiac signs. I'm going to pick 2 that will represent your next love. Oh, okay, 3 wanted to come out this time. Interesting. Okay, so you have Cancer, which from the cards you'd never guess because Cancers are more emotional, but possibly that's why they have this hidden side to them where they're a lot more sensitive. So yes, you have Cancer, and on the back it says they're imaginative. And the next sign is Sagittarius. And on the back it says optimistic, which I do get from these, you know, being the social butterflies that they are, they tend to be quite positive, quite flamboyant, quite bubbly. So that might be where this optimistic trait comes from. And the last one is Capricorn. I do get a very strong sense of Capricorn here. And then here it says ambitious. Yeah, I do feel with the ones that there is a strong Capricorn trait here, especially with the whole closed off feeling and kind of slowly trusting somebody. That I feel is very Capricorn-esque. So yes, so those are the 3 signs that your next potential love could be. And that is your reading, group 2. Good luck. Group 3. So if you chose this heart with the purple, blue and pink stripes and the glitter, then this reading is for you. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The next card we have is the 8 of Cups. Okay, the next card that we have is the Sun. The 7 of Cups. The 7 of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, group 3. So straight away from the 7 of Swords, I get the sense that your person is a little bit mischievous, maybe a bit of a flirt, a bit cheeky. You can see from this card, this guy's expression, he looks a bit mischievous, and that is the sense that I get from your person. I feel like they are good at flirting, very charming, know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. They are very cheeky, a bit childlike. Um, they like things like playing games or doing very childlike things. They're very carefree, free spirited, take life as it comes. Some might even say a bit of a hippie soul. Um, they like music, they like being by at a music festival or maybe by the ocean. There might be surfers. Um, but they definitely have this very free spirited, take like throw caution to the wind, take life as it comes, don't take life too seriously. Um, yeah, just very childlike. It's just a very childlike energy. Not childish, just very childlike energy. They just like to have fun, but in a very childlike way, very innocent, you know, run through the fields kind of free feeling. And then with this Knight of Swords as well, they are very gallant. They are, I feel like it's in relation to this childlike energy, but they are very much like, they don't worry too much about the consequences of things. They go very head first. They say fools rush in. This is very much this person. When they're interested in someone, they don't really think about it. They don't have a planned approach. They're very much like, okay, I have my eye on you. I'm coming for you. Very quick, hot stepping. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes some people wait too long and then they lose out. This person is quite the opposite. And in fact, anyone who is like that will probably lose out to this person, because they're so quick and hot step it to the person that they like, and then they just proclaim their love. And equally, they are very good at kind of rushing back out, in the sense that, if they come rushing in and they declare their feelings to you, and you're like, that's really sweet, but I kind of only see you as a friend, or you're kind of, like my little brother or sister, or I've never really considered you in a romantic way. They're very much like, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Great. Let's still be friends. And then they rush back out and they're on to the next pursuit. That kind of thing. I don't, however, get the sense that if they actually did get into a relationship with you, they would just rush back out. This is more like if the person that they were interested in wasn't interested in them, because I think they're very aware of the fact that they rush into things. So they're very much like, okay, well, I know that this person might not feel the same way for me because I've only known her for like a week, or I've only known him for like a month, and maybe they're not quite at the same stage as I am, and that's okay if they're not. I'm just going to tell them how I feel, and if they feel the same way, or if they want to explore it, great. If they don't, well, that's okay. On to the next. And it might be that they go on to somebody else, and then after that you're ready for them, and then they'll because they're still friends with you, maybe you can explore it later on when you're actually ready. So they're very open. As I said, they pivot easily, they're very mutable, which makes me wonder if they are a water sign, just because water signs tend to be quite mutable. And then here you have the Eight of Cups, so another water sign with the cups. But with this card, I get the sense that sometimes they do get hurt by the things that they rush into. So as much as they are very free-spirited and sometimes it doesn't matter to them, sometimes if they're very serious about a person, it can affect them. Or if, for instance, they, pursue like 3 or 4 people in quick succession and they all say no, it can kind of hit their ego a little bit. So I do get the sense that when they're sad, they're very sad, and when they're happy, they're very happy. This person's very extreme on both sides. They're either, one or the other. They're extremely happy or they're extremely sad. I don't get the sense that there's any middle ground here. But with this card, they do have optimism. I get optimism. They're very optimistic. But with the Seven of Cups, I also get the sense that they, again, like I said, because they rush in, they always have a lot of options at their fingertips. So you can see all these 7 cups have different offerings, and this person here is looking at all the different options. So again, because they rush into things, they do sometimes have a handful of options at their fingertips, so that if one says no, they can move on to the next one. And they are quite popular, They have a lot of offerings because they can be a social butterfly sometimes. They do like talking to people. I don't get the sense that they're very extroverted or, love socializing a lot, but I do get the sense they like talking to people and they like interacting with people, which makes me think they might be a creative person with a free spirit. They might be very creative. They might be in like a creative job. They might be YouTubing, or they might be part of a media company, like editing or production company or art. Maybe they're an artist, a musician, that kind of thing. I get the sense this person's a very creative person. And so they have many options, but they don't always pursue them. And they just like the flattery of knowing that the options are there. They don't necessarily do anything with them. And then finally, we have the Queen of Wands. So I read energies and not genders in tarot, so even if this is a person that you are a female and the person that you're interested in is a male, this just means that they have some female qualities or female energies. So with the Queen of Wands, she's a very strategic person. It may seem that she does things, and I'm saying this specific to this reading because this person does come across as a free spirit. So it may seem like this person does everything, just on a whim, doesn't really think about anything, just kind of does it because they felt like it, follows their emotions, It's very much like, okay, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do it. No plan, no foresight, no preparation, nothing. Just, I've decided to do this, so I'm going to do it. But actually, there is method to their madness, and there is a lot more thought that goes into it than what it seems or what comes across. So even though it comes across to you and everyone else that they're a bit of a throw caution to the wind, I'm just going to do it because I want to, they've actually been thinking about it for a while. They already know and knew that they were going to do it. And so a lot of this that they're doing is not actually as random or impulsive as you think it is. They are deep thinkers. They're very spiritual thinkers. So this is another reason why I get the sense this person's very creative. But yeah, they are old souls as well. I get the sense that they are an old soul, which again makes me wonder if they are a water sign. So with that in mind, I have charms here that have the different horoscopes and zodiac signs on them. So I'm going to pick 2, sometimes 3 or 4 come out. I'm going to try and pick 2 for your future love. Yes, 4 came out. Okay, interesting. We've got one of every element. Okay, so the first one is my sign, Pisces. So I did say that there was water feeling here with this person. So I'm not surprised in the slightest that Pisces came out. And it says intuitive. Sorry about that. It says intuitive. So this person is very intuitive. And I get the sense that that's true with the Queen of Wands, that whole deep thinking. We also have Leo. I wasn't sensing much fire, but this person potentially is a Leo or has Leo in their chart. And it says generous, which I do get the sense of. This person is quite generous. Sagittarius. And it says optimistic, which, yes, is very, very apparent here with their free spirit, caution to the wind kind of attitude. And a Taurus. And it says trustworthy. This person is very honest, definitely very honest, again, because of their free spirit and their creativity. Okay, group 3, that was your reading. Good luck. Group 4, so if you chose the sparkly pink heart, then this is your reading. Now group 4, you got the most cards out of any group, so I get the sense this person has a big personality. Let's see what cards come out for you. Okay, so we have the Fool. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Hermit. The Sun. The King of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles. And the Nine of Swords. Okay, group 4. Okay, so interestingly, I get the sense that this person, although they have different traits of different elements, some earth, some air, the sun, fire, but I do get the sense there is a lot of water here as well. Or at least their emotions are very water zodiac based. So, you know, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Possibly this person, if this is not their actual sun sign, they probably have a lot of water traits in their chart. So it's definitely worth checking that when you finally meet this person, because I do sense there is a lot of water in their chart, even if it's not their actual sun sign. But we will see later when we do the charms if they actually are a sun sign water. So here with the Nine of Swords, I get the impression this person's a bit of a, well, I don't want to say a depressant, but they're quite emotional and easily affected. So this person doesn't take things too lightly. They are very, not emotional, because that sounds a little bit negative. They're not emotional in the sense that, you know, they cry about everything even though this person is crying. It's more that many things that people say to them, or things that they see in the world, like poverty, or those adverts with like pets, like rescues or pets. Like I know in the UK they have RSPCA. I know here in America they have like the American animal shelter associations. I personally have a rescue dog myself. So yeah, if they see anything like that, like posters of like rescue animals, or like adverts about like charities that help third world countries, or poverty, or some poor lady like fall over in the street, it really gets to them. Um, they are very, I think justice is a big deal to them. So this person might be a social worker, or maybe they work in like some kind of non-profit, or maybe like a legal aid or equivalent center, or maybe they work in like a rehab center that helps people with mobility issues, or maybe they work in an old people's home, or a care home, sorry, or something like that. They are very caring. They have a big heart for humanity, and they do feel it very strongly, which is also why I feel like there might be a strong water element in their chart. Um, they easily get depressed, and often if you have a fight or an argument, some of the words that might have been said in anger or in the moment kind of stick with them. So if you do ever happen to have a fight or an argument or a disagreement, just be careful about the words that you use around this person, because this person takes them to heart, and they hold on to them for quite some time, and sometimes they even store them away. And then next time you have another fight and you say something, they'll remember what you said in the last fight, and it will like doubly affect them, because they will just hold on to those harsh words. And you probably didn't even mean them. I mean, I know they say that, what you say in anger is truth, but that doesn't mean that's how you feel about the person all the time. And you may have just said it in the moment, but they'll hold on to it and feel like that's basically what you think of them all the time. However, they do have some good traits. They are so with the Hermit card, they are a very introverted person. They like to stay indoors. They would rather sit in the house on the couch and watch a movie with you instead of going to the cinema. Or they would rather stay home and cook you dinner than go to a restaurant, that sort of thing. They also do recoup their energy by being at home and being by themselves. They do like their own company. So again, I'm sensing water specifically here. I say this as a fellow water sign. We like our introverted quiet time, and that's kind of how we recoup our energy. So I personally also like to stay at home and maybe watch a movie or cook dinner, then go outside. Just being around people can be quite draining sometimes. So with this global pandemic going on right now and this lockdown, I am in my element. And I imagine this person would be too. So wherever this person is right now, I'm sure they're enjoying the lockdown and just having to stay in the house, because I get the sense that home is where their heart is. And again, we have the Knight of Cups, so again, water. But this person is a huge romantic, very romantic, loves the sweet gestures, wants to give you roses every day, wants to feed you chocolates, wants to take you on a romantic holiday somewhere, wants to shower you in cuddles and kisses and just wants to bask in all of your love. They are very old school with their romance, so they're very much about um, flowers, candy, chocolates, making you little mixtapes. I think people still do that, at least the old school people do. So yeah, making you a mixtape or a mix CD or a mix playlist, I guess now on Spotify is like the new version. But yeah, very old school. Love to buy you gifts, love to shower you with many things. And it's not that this person's materialistic, because a lot of the things that they do is not necessarily materialistic. They're not going out and buying you a Gucci bag every 5 seconds, or, you know, taking you on a shopping spree in Chanel or something. They are very thoughtful, and they'll give you things that will mean something to you. So every time you're with this person, they will always pick up on like something that is dear to you, something that you like, something that you've mentioned, and they'll remember it, and then they will use that to surprise you with gifts. And a lot of the times, these gifts will be things that only you two get, like inside jokes. But he or she will remember exactly what you said, and then use it to buy gifts, so that you have these inside jokes, and every time you look at it, it makes you laugh because you'll remember that inside joke, which is very, very sweet. They might also write you poetry or write you a song if they are musicians. So with the Fool card, I get the sense that this is about their romantic side, you know, fools rush in kind of thing. I don't think they necessarily rush in. I actually think the opposite. I think they're very, they take a lot of time to trust somebody, but they are also very, not foolish, but I think that if they like somebody, they're willing to close their eyes to a lot of traits that this person has that might not match with them, or maybe close their eyes to things that they don't necessarily like about you or not initially drawn to you, or maybe even things that they actually find quite irritating about you, but they'll brush it under the carpet or pretend it doesn't exist because they are such a romantic person, and because they like you so much, they're willing to ignore these things. So yes, it could be considered foolish, but I think they're just a hopeless romantic, and they're just hopelessly in love or foolishly in love, and that's why they choose to not see everything about you and ignore the things that they don't always love about you, because they just want to remember the good things about you. So with the Sun card, I get the sense that they're very optimistic. They have a big heart, a very big heart, which goes back to this whole romantic side. They're very caring. So I really get this strong feeling this person is a water sign. They really are a very caring person. They care about those who are closest to them. They are very caring about their friends and family. They're very optimistic. So with the Sun, it's a very optimistic card. You know, they always want to see the positive. They always want to see the happy side, the good traits, the things that make people smile. And they will always do things to make you smile. They always want to be the sunshine. I have that Temptation song in my head where it says, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. I can't sing to save my life, but you know the song. It was in the movie My Girl. But yes, I have that. So yeah, they want to be your sunshine. They want to They just want to be the light in your life and brighten up your day. So you got the King and the Knight of Cups. So again, very strong water here. Well, I do get the sense. So whereas they're a hopeless romantic here with the Knight, with the King I also get the sense that they have this maturity about them as well. It may not be obvious at first, but again, and I say this as a fellow water sign, I'm a Pisces myself, and a lot of these traits that I have seen here in these cards really, really do reflect a water sign. So I do get a very strong feeling this person is a water sign. But with the Knight of Cups, hopeless romantic here, they're a little bit more level-headed. They are very, I guess the word is like they have a higher understanding. They are very spiritually aligned. They are very spiritually mature. And they are old souls, so they have been around for a long time. They probably say things and you're kind of like, but you're only like 22, why are you talking about something like a 57-year-old? Or why are you talking about things from like the 1960s or something? Well, they might dress like, you know, a little bit more old school, like with fedora hats, or I don't know, like, just, I don't know, they just have a very like James Dean look about them, or Patrick Swayze or something like that. Just a very old soul. And they're also very good with like money, finances. They are very always forward thinking, always forward planning, always planning for a rainy day. So this person sounds like they have their life in order. Okay, so now here we have the 12 zodiac signs. I have them on charms, and I'm going to pick 2 or 3, sometimes 4 or 5 want to come out. So I'm going to try and pick 2 or 3 that will reflect your new love and their star sign. Yep, 5 came out. Every time I do these readings, more and more come out. Oh, wow, okay. Alright, so the first sign that came out is a Taurus. And it says trustworthy. Try to move this to the camera. Trustworthy. The next one, I mean the sun sign is here. So we have the Leo, and it says generous. I do get the sense they're very generous. The sun sign, as I said, is about optimism. And yes, with the sun being fiery and the Leo being fire, yeah, I can see that. And then the next one I'm actually going to do is Sagittarius. And it says optimistic. So I did say that with the sun card, I felt the sense they were a very optimistic person. So, oh, sorry about that. So I'm not surprised that it says optimistic. And then the last 2 that we have Cancer, so a water sign, and it says imaginative. And Scorpio, another water sign, and it says passionate. Now I have to be honest, when I kept saying water sign in this specific reading, I did get the sense that this person was potentially a Pisces or a Scorpio. So I am not surprised in the slightest that Scorpio came out. And if it turns out that your person is a Scorpio, please, please, please tell me in the comments, because I did get a very strong vibe of Scorpio or Pisces. If they turn out to be Pisces, let me know too. Obviously Pisces didn't come out in the charms, but we did get Cancer and Scorpio, so 2 out of 3 is not bad. But yes, group 4, that is your reading. I hope that you find this person. They sound like a very, very lovely person. And good luck.